All right, AJ here again. How you guys doing? All right, so this is gonna be moment one of my YouTube channel. The last video, if you watched it, was my intro video. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and take a look at it. It explains what my future videos are going to be about. Now, I'm gonna make this quick and short because I'm holding up my phone with a microphone, and it's getting kind of heavy. Okay, but this first moment in my life, not first, I should say, but it's going to be one of the many moments in my life that we're going to be talking about. But this one in particular is about a recent breakup from this past summer. It was a very short relationship, less than 6 months. There were some red flags that I didn't see in the beginning of the relationship, and my friends had warned me about him. But when you're all smitten and it's a new relationship and the butterflies are going, you don't really see these things for what they really are until the very end when it's too late. But what happened was, just to kind of give you a summary of the relationship, she had lost her fiance less than a year of us meeting, and also has a toddler with him. Obviously, she wasn't completely healed by the situation, as you can imagine. And here I am coming in as a knight in shiny armor, trying to win her over and be that, not necessarily a father figure, but a male role model for her child. And I kind of, correlated to an experience when I was growing up. My parents divorced when I was 8, but my mom met my stepdad shortly after the divorce, and he was my male role model. Now, he had a wife of like 20 plus years. She passed away, and he met my mom 2 months after that. All right, and then they fell in love and got married, and he was there throughout almost pretty much all my teenage years. He passed away when I was 19, but he was such a great, great person. So I'm thinking, oh, I could be that guy to this girl and her child. I put in a lot of effort into it, and I feel like I was putting more into it than what I was actually getting back. And she did warn me. She wasn't looking to date, wasn't looking for a boyfriend or anything like that. But I figured, let's time go on. She'll get to know me better, and again, I'll win her over, right? Not necessarily. So when she broke it off, yeah, the reason she gave me is because she wanted to focus more on her child and be more of a better mother. Because every time her and I went out, we were drinking and getting trashed, and it just wasn't a healthy relationship. It was more of a toxic relationship, if anything. Now that I look back on it, even though I didn't really see that at the time. But yeah, and I was sort of like her unofficial therapist when we went out. And I was that, shoulder to lean her head on, and that listening ear, with her talking about, her deceased fiance. Every time we went out, he came up in conversation. So to me, it wasn't like I said, I just felt like I was just giving more and just being that listening ear, that distraction for her, right? But she wanted to be a better mother because she was coming home trashed, and she wasn't being the mother she wanted to be after the nights we went out drinking. And also she wanted to focus more in school, and she was still in love with, or still is, with her fiance, the one that passed away. So those are, valid reasons, and I can, have to respect those reasons. It was a hard hit though, and I realized that, why do I keep getting into these toxic relationships? I may talk about some others in my later shows on YouTube. I'm going to call them moments in life. But yeah, I started thinking, why am I continually getting into these toxic relationships? This needs to stop. It's one after the next after the next. And then I started, reevaluating myself and my health, my mental health, and started seeking, avenues to figure out why I have this trend, right? This trend of toxic relationships ever since I can remember. And there were some key things that I realized that, I've become codependent in these, relationships. And it's only romantic relationships for the most part. I become codependent. My values and beliefs they go out the window, and then I just take on the other person's, values and beliefs. As a matter of fact, 3 years ago, I got baptized for a girl. As crazy as that may sound, I even moved from one state to another across the country for a girl as well. Actually, I've done that twice. So as you can imagine, I just, I do everything I can to try to make certain things work in my life, even though it's not meant to be. But, I'm learning as time goes on to love myself more, to respect myself more. And these are values that I didn't really have, and thought about growing up. I'm in my mid-30s right now, and now I'm starting to realize these things, and I'm glad I'm realizing them now because it's never too late. Some people never realize these things and go through the rest of their lives, not really valuing themselves and loving themselves. And I'm coming to the conclusion it's very, very important to do those things. Make sure you're internally happy first. You can't make somebody else happy without you being happy 100%. And that's what I'm working on right now, and it feels great. It feels liberating in a way. All these epiphanies I've had over the last, several months, since the summertime when I had met her. I did reach out to her a month after the relationship ended, and I texted her, and we text back and forth, and then she kind of cut off communication that same day, and from that point on, ever since I've always I thought about texting her again, calling her, but then I realized that if I do though, if I act on that, I'm not loving myself, I'm not respecting myself, and I owe myself more than that, right? I deserve to be with somebody who is going to reciprocate those feelings and not be emotionally unavailable. And those are things I need to look out for in the future. So without any further ado, what I'm going to do is I already did a photo shoot to represent this moment in my life, and I'm going to be releasing some photos this week. I'm going to release the first one today on Instagram. My Instagram handle is going to be joeycolazzo_. Also, you'll be able to see behind the scenes things I'm going to be uploading to another account. It's more of like a personal account. That's going to be adventurejoey_. Okay, so go ahead and check it out in the comments. I'm not going to be editing this video and putting it special effects on here with my Instagram name popping from the top, bottom, sideways. I'm not going to do that right now, maybe down the road. But right now we're going to keep it nice and short and simple. All right, and make sure you read the captions on Instagram because I'm going to be describing these photos as well. All right, so I've taken enough of your time. Thank you for tuning in again to Adventure Joey, and I will catch you in the next moment. All right, take care, guys. Bye. Happy New Year again.